Yeah, after a little trouble with saving my last video file as the correct format, I'm back now. And in this section, we want to resolve the promise correctly. As I said, we could run into an error from this, and the error would be by resolving this. If we want to render this, if we enter the component state and there's no data yet, we would like every time have a complete empty list. The only hack we could provide would be to set a timeout function to the render function. So the render function is delayed and hopefully we would have resolved the promise in this time. But this is not how we go. I want to show you the Redux Sync way. We already made use of Redux Sync. So we need to rewrite this action to fit into the Redux Sync way. To do so, I will, let's say completely remove this. And what I want to do is now inside of the animals of the fetch animal list, I want to return the function itself. And here I want to provide an argument, name it dispatch. And this dispatch argument, I need my URL still. It was http localhost 3000 animals. And so, now I'm doing pretty much the same thing. I'm doing access get the URL that we provided above here. But now what I'm doing, or let's save it in a request, So, and then let's write something like axio request. This is a little bit complicated syntactically. Let's write it like this. I'm awaiting a response here from my promise. And with this response, I want to dispatch as function. I want to dispatch an object. And dispatch comes from the Redux Sync thing. It dispatches the next action and so this is the function call, and here I want to dispatch an object. The object is of type fetch animals, and the payload, I think we could see it. No, we cannot see it. But if you remember, I'm a level too high if I go to response here, because response contains the whole response, including the HTTP header and the HTTP status code and so on. So I want to point to data here. So let's check it out in the real world by reloading it. And as you see, we have no error. We can click. We correctly resolve the promise now, because now what we have we are not binding the promise, the pending promise anymore to the payload, but what we are binding to the payload now is the data. So if I would go, this is here the data point. Let's remove it very quick. Let's go back and reload it. And if I fetch here, now I see the payload, and the payload contains the whole resolved promise. But in this resolved promise, because we are here in this in the then case, I want to go down to data. And to be more correct, what I also need to do after a then, we need to catch the error. And to do so, we simply ask for the error, and then let's say we are console logging it. In later matters, it would come interesting if you want to do something like user notifications or so, to provide an own action in this case. Let's say type fetch animal error, you would be able to resolve it, but this is future music, what we will not discuss now. So let's check again. So here this is what we achieved. I will keep the videos shorter from now to not have this saving issues. But in the next section, what I want to do is I can show you. I would like to talk about a new topic because here we are inside. Where's my animal list component here? And what we want to do is we want to refactor this render animals list to be work properly with our call. But imagine the render cycle, the component, the app renders first at the first time, and then we need to tell the component somehow if you are on screen. I'm writing really pseudocode now. If you, also you is the component, you are on screen, you know, because we have this button here and the button fetches us the animals list. But if you are on the screen, then we want to fetch the animals list. And to do so, we will talk about component lifecycle method. It comes very handy to know them. A component lifecycle method is our little helper here. We will not dive too deep into it, but the component lifecycle is exactly what we need at this point, because every time when we enter the component, we want to fetch us a new list of animals. So this is what we will do in the next section. I'm looking forward to it. See you soon, guys.